to bring value into your life, you need to learn and master yourself. And don't let the hindrances stop you. If any of you chooses to climb that path to clarity, I will be very happy to meet you at the peak.
Unlock the secrets to rejuvenating your body daily. Join Shi Heng Yi as he shares insights into cultivating thankfulness, love, and compassion.
Why we think physical training, physical activity, practice is something that teaches more than just how hard can you punch, how fast can you kick. It's not about that. I don't care how hard or how fast somebody can punch, but I care about how is the mindset. What happens if you walk through this lifetime, something unexpected comes? And then there it is. Something that we call choice. You have the choice. The suffering comes and you run away, or the suffering comes, the pain comes, and you face it. And the second approach, this is something what the Shaolin way is representing. We are overcoming the suffering. We are not running away from the suffering. You are overcoming it. You go through it until you have become so strong. Your body will become so strong. Your mind has become so strong that it doesn't matter afterwards anymore.
Discover Shi Heng Yi's wisdom on developing qualities like love and compassion. Learn how these qualities can transform your life and create harmony within your body and mind.
The more your willingness and your ability to let go, the more changes are going to come. It's just like this. For new things to come, old things must go. And now, just as I mentioned, there is the willingness, first of all, to let go. And then there is your skill level, your abilities. Can you, even if you want? And there it is now also good to know. By practicing certain methods, many of them that I told you already, many of them that are also available. By using them, there is a certain degree that you can already help or support yourself in letting go, learning what does it mean to let go. But sometimes there are also things that have, let's say, that are caught within us, that you just cannot reach by yourself. And this is the moment where sometimes you need support, where sometimes even if the willingness is there and you even maybe can see what it is that is stuck inside of you, but sometimes you need a person, more persons, or sometimes you need an additional support to get rid of it. So this is also important really to understand. Sensual desire arises in the moment when you are paying attention to something that is giving you a positive emotion. This positive emotion can originate from 5 gates of your body: seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, or feeling. So in your mind, you climb up that mountain. After 1 mile of walking, you discover a beautiful restaurant, surrounded by beautiful people. You smell delicious food and the great variety of beverages. When you follow that temptation, you have already lost your track. When this temptation becomes so strong that you don't want to leave that place anymore, then the sensual desire has turned into an obsession. In that state of the mind, you have an aversion, a rejection, or simply a dislike against either an object, a situation, or can be even a person. To simplify, it means you are climbing the mountain and it starts to rain, but you don't like rain. You discover the roads are bumpy, but you don't like bumpy roads. In order to cross the river, you need to swim, but you don't like swimming. Whatever it is that you dislike, it won't make it a pleasant journey. Unless you learn to let go of this ill will, it's more likely even that you won't continue that journey. The third hindrance, originally translated as sloth and torpor. Sloth means it's the heaviness of the body. Torpor means it's the dullness of the mind. It is characterized by sleepiness, non-motivation, lack of energy, and oftentimes can manifest itself in a state of depression.
Shi Heng Yi guides you through exercises that synchronize your entire body. From controlled breathing to integrated movements, you'll explore how to harness your body's unity and unleash its full potential. Join this journey toward physical and spiritual alignment.
Open the body, or open the human. Open the human not only in terms of physically opening, meaning stretch open the muscles, stretch open the tendons, stretch open the ligaments, open really the body, open the lungs, that more oxygen can come in. But also means open the mind. Open the mind meaning to stop, to realize whenever you are in a way limiting your views, for example, limiting your own perspective. And by regularly practicing, every day we have exercises to open the body. Every day we take care that we are opening and stay with the open mind. This openness after time is something that we are then starting to incorporate into our being, into our daily life. And this is what opens then the doors again. The more open you become, the more you will see once again the possibilities that are out there. And now, practically speaking, what should you do? Increase the level of activity. That is like, if you want to have a one straight answer, if somebody finds himself in a too dark place, increase the amount of activity. Which means spend a lot of time outside while the sun is shining, where there are a lot of people. The opposite is you're in a dark place and you stay at home in your four walls. For some time, it's sometimes necessary, but this is not going to be the solution. So that means if you by yourself cannot create that light, then we have to somehow try that the circumstances on the outside help you, support you a little bit along this way. And it can be quite similar, being also seen with this monastery. If everybody would have the ability to bring out the self-discipline, you don't need like disciplinary masters. Meaning you don't need a monastery also that takes care that you are keeping that external rules and the external structure. But like, for example, today, all the young guys that came, if they would already be so self-disciplined that they know exactly what they can do, what they cannot do, if they want to achieve something that they just focus on that, if they knew all of these things, well then they don't need this monastery anymore. You are going to learn that your body is important just as your mind is important. And based on this very basic idea, now it starts. Now somebody maybe asks, okay, now, yes, I want to develop the mind. How should I do it? And then, in the Shaolin Temple, traditionally we are teaching Buddhist teachings, Confucianist teachings, and Taoist teachings. So 3, let's say, teachings aiming in the development of the mind. So you are reading theories, you are reading essays, you are reading different texts, maybe some of them describing the life of one of these persons, meaning Buddha, or maybe Lao Tzu, or maybe Confucius. Yeah. By putting yourself into the skin of those personalities, you maybe or maybe not, get a glimpse of, okay, so this is how they were living. This is the virtues that they inhabited in themselves, why they are behaving in this and that way. These were some type of virtues that they were abiding to, that they kept as a guideline in their daily life. That is like where the theory part, in a way, tries to already offer you something. Offer you something because at the end of the day, it's still up to you to decide whether you take what you have observed there as something that you think is useful for you. Or if you just say, I cannot relate to it, I don't know what it means, so it's not relevant for me. This is like in terms of theoretical aspect. And then at the same time, we have the physical practice, which means it is the Kung Fu training, it is the Tai Chi training, and it's the Qigong training. And practical means because by doing some type of practice, you get answers. Sometimes it's answers you didn't ask, but nevertheless, the important part is that through the practice, there is some type of information and some type of knowledge being transmitted to you along the way of practice that will never ever come in this lifetime if you would only read books. The knowledge from the practical, the knowledge from the theoretical, this afterwards you take. What it means is you have a field of knowledge, you have an area that now at any time wherever you are going in this life, you are able to access it. And when are these times to access it? It is times when you are being placed in a situation where you need to take a decision, for example. No matter from which country you're coming from, no matter from which culture somebody is coming from, this whole life is based on the decisions you are taking. No matter from which generation and what culture somebody is coming from, what is the same for all of us is that we have this physical aspect about us, which is the body, and this is the vehicle which is transporting all of us at this moment through this lifetime. So even if somebody is not interested at all in the philosophical aspects about these things, well, philosophy is just one way of trying to transmit something. Yeah, but what is this transmission about? It is about making the best out of your lifetime that has been given to you right now. So, and therefore, to make the best of our lifetime, it means, just we had this conversation about playing chess. If you don't know the rules of the chess, you won't spend too long time playing it with someone who knows it. So that means on the one side, it is a little bit about learning the rules on which basis this game, now that chess, is functioning. But at the same time, now I'm not talking about a game. Now I'm talking about just this life where we all are walking through. And there are also certain principles and also certain rules that when you know them, it makes it easier for you. Because then you don't need to just jump into the cold water and don't know what to expect. And therefore, to study this life, to get experience from people who investigated already this lifetime, who also spend a lot of time investigating in themselves. This is the type of knowledge that right now that I'm talking about and that I am thinking about when I say you do not need to reinvent the wheel. We just need to trust some of the people in the past, they did it already. It's just that this type of knowledge, where is it? And in China, people are very proud about saying that the Chinese history of studying the human body, it dates back almost 5,000 years. And now imagine our lifetime right now, how much already one person in a lifetime of 100 years is able to contribute to a society. And now we're talking about 5,000 years. And it is this type of knowledge that at the moment our organization is trying to catch back. This is the one part. And the second part is to see how can we use this knowledge now and provide it to the people in nowadays world that need it on the one side and that also could benefit from it. And this involves many different aspects where we can see, watching out in the world, that too many people are too much influenced by things where it's not healthy anymore. Our body can learn something and also can unlearn things by making it become a habit. So if I want to start conditioning my body to wake up earlier, I make it step by step. Always at the same time I go to bed, so that my body starts to remember. And sometimes I just even know that even if you don't put up the alarm, sometimes automatically right time you're awake. And this is how the usage of habit or the usage of conditioning can be made useful, yes, for our daily life. Our body is created upon, let's say, individual aspects from this earth that by nature already are limited in a way, limiting inside and outside. So limiting, that means our body automatically is limited. It is what we call nowadays lifetime. So simply said, sorry for the long explanation,
Sure.
but that is what it means for me. It is no doubt about it. I don't need to philosophize around it. I can see it. This is out of question. It's gonna go. That is the earth part about ourselves. At the same time, giving me insights. You want to change something about that. What is it to take care of? Everything that comes from the earth, very easily. Which means food, drinks, the breath.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is like how I would use now this concept in my daily life. To just understand, okay, this body comes from there. So the better the quality of the ingredients I put into this, the more quality this can generate. That is the earth aspect. And in comparison now to that earth, we have that heaven aspect. Heaven aspect called like this, because looking up into the sky, it's really difficult to tell where does the sky end. Meaning, heaven stands for something which is borderless. There are no borders in the sky. And so what is it inside of us humans that I think we have something similar like this? That is for me the way of how you are able to use your mind. Because sometimes you can use the mind and create something you have never seen in this world. You're creating something in the mind. You have never seen it in person. Why? Because it's not existing yet. Yet you can see it here.